Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for this impressive virtual careers talk about applications that are ready to apply for and open now with Heidelberg Materials. So, Leon, thanks. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Leon Simpson. I'm one of the senior recruitment advisors here at Heidelberg. I have been here for just over 6 months, but I've worked in talent acquisition for about 15 to 20 years. So we were formerly known as Hanson. So throughout the UK, you may have seen the Hanson cement trucks driving around. We've got a large quarry presence. The company decided to have a global rebranding and decided to merge the company and come up with Heidelberg Materials. And you can see that lovely green logo that we have. And over the last year or so, we've been slowly rebranding all of the offices and most of the trucks that you will see driving in and around.
Thanks, Leon. I'll just share your video you gave me.
We were here when the groundwork was laid, when we laid the foundations for our towns and cities, and built the infrastructure we need to live, learn, work, and travel. We built ourselves stronger, together, because what we have is worth taking care of. Our building materials are a natural and essential part of life. A life that is changing, and it's a life we're embracing. So we are building a new foundation, joining together under one global brand. So we are even stronger. As we continue to lead the industry's transformation towards a sustainable future, decarbonizing the built environment, recovering, recycling, reusing construction waste, so we can build more with less. Developing digital solutions to improve efficiency, productivity, and customer service. Because when we lay the foundations for the future, we need to do it together. Welcome to the future of low-carbon construction. New name, same excellence.
So, as you can see from that video, Heidelberg Materials has an influence in most walks of your life. So, for instance, the tarmac on the roads outside of your house, the cement in the mortar in your bricks. Heidelberg Materials has a massive footprint. We, on average, around about 6,000 deliveries every day by road, rail, and water. We have 178 ready-mix concrete plants in and around the UK. One of the main things that we are really excited about is the 3,000 manufacturing sites across the UK. We have a big presence in the UK. We've got 6 marine aggregate dredgers. Those are the vessels that will go out and scrape up some of the materials from seabeds. We've got quite a vast rail depot. So obviously with the amount of materials that we're moving around the country, we do it by ship, we do it by rail, and we also will do it by road. So, you know, we have to have these vast communication networks. Who are Heidelberg Materials? Part of the Heidelberg Group, based in Heidelberg in Germany. There's 6,000 people across 3,000 sites, 60 countries, and 5 continents. So we produce aggregates, which is crushed rock, quarried, and marine dredged, concrete, asphalt, which you normally see, tarmac that you'd see on the roads, cement and cement-related products. We operate over 1,200 lorries, 5 dredgers, several barges, and a fleet of locomotives and wagons. On the aggregate side of things, we produce and distribute aggregates, which is crushed rock, sand, and gravel from a network of over 70 quarries, depots, and wharves. The division includes Heidelberg Materials, Aggregates Marine, which is Europe's largest producer of marine dredge, sand, and gravel. Concrete is something that we are also known for, as we are the UK's largest supplier of ready-mix concrete from a network of around 160 static and mobile production plants. One thing that is massively important to us here at Heidelberg is building towards that near Z future. So we drive the decarbonization of our sector and provide low carbon products. We place the health and well-being of employees, communities, and suppliers at the core of our business operations. We're building a circular and resilient future. We drive circularity to recycle and reuse materials and reduce the use of natural resources. Obviously, we're building a natural positive future. We contribute to a nature positive world throughout our industry leading biodiversity program and sustainable water management. Careers with Heidelberg Materials. Why is it worth working for Heidelberg Materials? Well, the good thing about what we offer here is that you can get a university education, which means no student loan. You can earn a good salary and have access to great benefits, whilst learning new skills and earn a qualification. Also, a good thing, there's a rewarding job when you graduate and a chance to relocate. We offer 27 paid leave plus the bank holidays as well. So the Higher Apprentice Training Program. It's a 3-year work-based higher apprentice in mineral products technology, topped up in years 4 and 5 to a university degree, and study takes place at the University of Derby. What will you study at university? So between year 1 and 3, mineral products technology higher apprenticeship, the knowledge and skills and behaviors. So it's introduction into the extractives industry, mineral products technology, operational, technical, and engineering. Plus, there's also a business and supervisory management, including HR, financial, and commercial training. And it's a work-based project. If you wish to pursue the degree option, then year 4 and 5 is topped us to a BSc honours degree, fully funded by Heidelberg. It covers commercial, HR, and financial management, plus the operational management side of things. There's advanced extractives technology specific to your business line, and there's work-based project dissertations. So in the next video that we're going to show you, it's Meet the Apprentices. This gentleman is Ben Walpole, and he's a concrete hire apprentice.
So one of the reasons that I decided to go down the apprenticeship route is the hands-on approach of it. You're able to take what you learn and every day you're able to go out there and practice it. So I was looking for a higher apprenticeship scheme. I was looking for something a bit different after deciding to leave university, and I had a little explore around, and then I came across this opportunity here. It stood out in terms of salary as well compared to other higher apprenticeship schemes. I went to the assessment day and yeah, I loved it from the start, and I'm really glad to be here. I'm in the concrete business line, so there's so many different aspects. It's obviously what you put into the concrete makes more like a scientific aspect, and then how the plant runs here is more of a mechanical thing that you can kind of learn. So yeah, wide variety of different topics that you can learn about. Also, you've got the University of Derby course, which is definitely useful. It's quite interlinked. Obviously, on top of that, you've also got the option for a 2-year degree after a 3-year diploma, which is definitely something I'll be considering, fully funded by Heidelberg Materials. I think there's a lot of opportunities here, you know. It's not an industry that most people typically look at and think I could form a career here. I think that leaves a real gap for young people such as myself to come in and form a career for themselves.
So that was Ben. Ben is really, really enjoying his time with us. I've spoken to him a couple of weeks ago. He's still really, really engaged in the process. So this is an example of the career path. So in year one, you'd be a training supervisor. Still studying alongside of that at the University of Derby in the higher apprenticeship in mineral products technology. So years 1 to 3 would be training supervisor. If you decided to go down the degree path, then years 4 would be a supervisory position, e.g. assistant quarry manager, process engineer, area technician, plant manager. In year 5, you'd be a supervisor, stroke manager, e.g. quarry manager, commercial or sales manager. How do I get in, which is the important part? So you need 80 UCAS points to include at least 2 A/AS levels at grade C or above, preferably to include a STEM subject, 5 GCSEs at grade 4, C or above, including maths and English, a full UK license, or would have this in place by September 2025. What are we looking for? So for character, we're looking for enthusiastic, hardworking, willingness to learn, motivated, eager, and committed people. Knowledge, research us, have a little look into Heidelberg, what we do, have an understanding of the role. The criteria is maths and English, 4 to 9 grade, a school leaver. So the recruitment process, how to apply. So we have different stages for all applicants. For some of our roles, it will be a competency-based interview. And for our higher apprenticeship program, you will have an interview with a small presentation, and then you will attend an assessment center. So what we say, because, we're still recruiting now, so it's probably best that you have a look on the website, check out the vacancies that we have. If you meet the criteria, get your applications in. Ensure that you apply for the correct location and position. We use a local company called Schools Outreach, which, we've got Maria on the line, who's a big part of that, who will help you with the process as well. What we look for from a CV, just ensure that your CV has your name, contact, address, details on there, personal statement, a little bit about yourself, and have your qualifications on there. And if you are still waiting for your UCAS points, a predicted UCAS points tally. So some of the apprenticeship opportunities that we have. So we have the higher apprenticeships, which is leadership, education and development. Heidelberg Materials Higher Apprentice Program has proven to be an ideal launching pad for those to wish to launch and develop a long-term career in the mineral sector. We now have former lead program participants employed across the business and a diverse range of roles, from cement process engineer to kiln production to an assistant quarry manager to sales managers. It's a very, very good program that we offer. Plus, you get that hands-on experience of working for, one of the industry-leading companies. We also offer craft apprenticeships in engineering, so it could be mechanical, electrical fitters, mobile and static plant operative apprenticeships. There's also road surfacing operatives, laboratory technicians, and HGV driving apprenticeships. If you want to know more, here is the link to our careers page, which is closely monitored by myself on a day-to-day basis. You can also follow us on Twitter. Check out the university course at the University of Derby. It's a minerals products technician higher apprenticeship center. And the University of Derby, it's an online course as well. So, you don't have to worry about having to travel to Derby. It's online so that you can still do it. You have probably 1 or 2 days a week, and then the other day is site-based. So what you do learn in your course, you can actually put that to practice the following day at work. thank you for that. And is there any questions?
Thank you so much, Leon. And there's quite a few questions, so hopefully we'll be able to work through them all over the next 10 minutes or so. Anything that we don't get to, I will respond to individually. So thank you very much for popping those in the chat for me. One of them actually was just what you were just touching on, was how do sort of the higher apprentices manage their time? With regards to university studies versus actually being out in the workplace, because it's quite demanding, isn't it, an apprenticeship? I mean, it's not, you are having to manage a day-to-day role as well.
So yes, and I can understand that, and that is a very, very good question. So the way how we've tried to design the courses is that you may have 1 or 2 days a week, and like I said, it's an online course. You do get time during your working day to catch up and do your coursework if need be, if you're behind. The managers on the particular sites are really open and welcoming, so that we are trying to shape the future leaders of Heidelberg Materials. So we will give you help in every step of the way. If you think that things is becoming on top, if you reach out to your manager or if you reach out to the HR team, we will be able to help you manage your workload. But what we know is that for the first year, we know that you're taking a while to get acclimatized to things and having that work-life balance of coming out of full-time education and then trying to work at the same time. So we understand the challenges that come with that, and we will help you every single step of the way.
Brilliant, that's really kind. A couple of questions with regards to when the apprenticeships are open. And I think you've already highlighted that open now, and we're really, really excited to receive your applications. They will be closing around National Apprenticeship Week. We have had a large amount of applicants, so we would urge you to complete those application processes as soon as possible. And like I said, when I share the call, the recording, and there's a QR code right at the end with all of the links of how you apply. One of the questions here, Leon, that you might be able to help us with, and we do hear this a lot from young people that are trying to consider university versus, the way of life versus
Okay.
apprenticeships, and a little bit around the social scene.
Okay.
If you can highlight, how do your young apprentices get on, and what do they do as a cohort of young people?
So I can understand whether or not you'd want to do a university degree or the higher apprenticeship for the social side of things and the social bonding side of things. So what I will say is that if you did apply to join us, you would find that from the assessment centers, you start building those relationships with other people on the courses. You exchange numbers. I know that the cohort that was last year, they've had a WhatsApp group. They tended to meet up once every 3 months for a catch up, just to discuss how things are going, so that you've got other people in a similar situation for yourself. And I know that the WhatsApp group at one stage had about 40 or 50 people in there. Also, they met up at Christmas, and because they're dotted in various locations around the country, the easiest place for them was to meet up was in Birmingham. So they met up in Birmingham over Christmas, booked themselves a hotel. They had a nice Christmas meal, caught up with each other. So, you've got people there with you going through the step. And, the classic saying is, if you share your experiences with anybody else, if you're maybe struggling or you're doing particularly well, it's nice to feed it back to everybody else that are in that group with you.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds fun. I think we do get asked that question a lot, but I think there's also another thing that's really worth pointing out is, as Leon said, the tuition fees and the student loans are all supported by Heidelberg Materials, and also you will then be earning a wage, so you can have some money to support your social scene and to be able to maybe go out and meet some of your friends that might currently be at university or colleges, and to so you won't have the financial burden, I think, of full-time education.
Sure. And if I can just touch on that point you just raised.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the starting salary for this year's higher apprentice starts at £24,940. And like I
Wow.
said, we will pay for the courses. So, everything else would be covered by Heidelberg.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Brilliant opportunity. Thank you for that. Um, So just talking about the application process, if we may, I was going to go back actually to the slide just while we talk through that.
Okay.
You talked about the UCAS points, and somebody has popped a question in the chat with regards to, would there be any support if maybe you were missing your maths GCSE, but you had everything else? Is that something,
So
or if they had maybe taken it upon themselves to say they were going to do it again that year, would you still consider their application?
yes, we would. So it
Okay.
says maths and English and science. So we class it as STEM. So, you know, maths and English is there, but if you're doing biology, chemistry, or anything along those sort of lines as well, that helps as well. That definitely helps a lot because of the industry we're in.
Yeah.
So science as well is key as well, because with regards to maths and English, English is something that, you know, we should be respectively quite good at, but maths is something that quite a few people may struggle with, but have still got good positions within Heidelberg.
Okay, that's good to know. And I think also sort of based around that, when you talk about what you're looking for, everybody has a different skill set, don't they? Some might
Yes,
be numbers, some might be words.
exactly that.
It's nice to think about that. And I know at Heidelberg Materials we do encourage inclusivity and diversity. So make sure you do apply to us, and and share your thoughts around that. So I thought we could talk a little bit more around the character and employability skills that we look for as well. So communication skills. Can you think of any of those, Leon, that really come to mind when you're speaking to young applicants?
Well, the thing is that especially with the young applicants, I will be the person who will be monitoring the applications and seeing who will be
You're the
coming
man to
through.
impress then.
Well, and the thing is that one thing that I will always say is that there's never a thing as a silly question. So if you think something in your head and you want to ask me or send an email to me, don't think that anything's silly, because I'll always answer a question for you. We're just looking for people who are enthusiastic and passionate and hardworking, because at the end of the day, these roles that we are offering you now, in maybe say 10 years time to come, I could be calling you my boss. So this is the main reason why we're trying to reach out and get the right side of people to come in, just motivated, eager and committed people, because it's a very, very I wouldn't say intense, but it's a very, very good package that we're offering you, and the rewards at the end of this package are quite phenomenal compared to some of the stuff that I have actually seen out there.
And you did say you've been in sort of this sector, your sector, if you like, recruitment, attraction for quite a few years. And I know myself, when I see other apprenticeship opportunities across the UK, that, like you say, that some of the opportunities are brilliant.
Yeah, definitely so.
And then finally, I just thought before we sort of start to think about wrapping up, it might be really good to talk about something that we look for in applicants. I know you just talked about that eagerness and good communication skills, but the online assessment, can be quite tricky. So it's
Yeah.
good to think about your technical devices. So when you're applying, make sure you give everything a go with regards to these sort of things. And then when we talk about assessment centres and things like that, so that's a key part of our process. What do you look for in someone? I mean, timekeeping is really important, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so timekeeping is definitely important. And as most of the people who will be listening to this webinar will know, that punctuality is definitely key.
Hmm.
What I would say is that part of the process is that it starts off with an online video assessment.
Hmm.
Just be yourself on these videos. You don't have to think that there's pressure or anything like that. Because I've watched lots of these videos, and you can see some people are pent up. Just relax. Like, you will always give your best answers when you're relaxed, and it's just having that aptitude and having sort of like that get up and go. These are the sort of things that we like to see. It's people who we've sent them out the information and they respond back very, very quickly. And I'm not saying that you rush through the things, but we look to see the people who respond back quite quickly. They're the ones that, you know, they want to be taken as further as they can. Also, like I just said, another thing is that show that you've done some research on the company. That is one thing that always appeals to us, that, you know, that someone's taken time out of their day, they've looked into the company, they know what we do, they know what we're trying to achieve in the future. These are the sort of things that we can tell from your video assessment. When it comes to, there is an online test that you will do later on down the line if you pass the video interview. Just relax. Do not panic. Do you know what I mean? You will give your best answers when you're in a relaxed state. Make sure that you're in a nice environment where you're going to be quiet. There's going to be no distractions. And then also with your CV, just highlight a nice little statement about what you are, what makes you drive, what you're looking for in your future employment. Show the stuff that you do like. You know, these are the sort of things that when I'm like looking through the applications, I'll look and think, oh, I like this. You know, the way this person's presented themselves, they're very, very, do you know what I mean, upfront and personable. And these are the sort of things that we like to see here at Heidelberg.
That's great. Great advice. Thank you for sharing those insights, Leon. And then finally, last one that's just popped up was with regards to how long does this process take? Now, I know that we're looking to close for applicants around National Apprenticeship Week. The apprenticeships start in September, but we will have, like Leon said, we'll send out pretty, you know, if you apply straight away, those video requests, the online assessment requests, so if they can be completed quite quickly. And what month are we looking to host our assessment centres?
So at the moment, it's going to be in March, near the end of March, first week into April. But like I said, the process is open now. So guys, please apply. I will be responding back to you. Any queries that you have, you can put it on an email and I will personally call you back and discuss anything that you wish to.
That's brilliant. Okay, so we're all wrapped up and it's half an hour, so that's perfect. Leon, thank you so much for your time today and sharing those that information. It's really, really valuable. There's a QR code on the screen for applications, but like I said, I will follow up with a full recording and links of where you can apply. As Leon highlighted at the beginning of the call, there are roles available nationally, different locations all across the country. So, and I know that this invitation has gone out nationally and we have various locations attending. So if you go online, you'll be able to search under some locations that might be close by to you. So there'll be some really great opportunities close by to you. There's just one other question popped up. Oh no, just a thank you, Leon, and thanks very much for all of your information. It was really valuable.
No problem. Thanks a lot, guys. Get applying. Looking forward to meeting you all.